will be coming around to check your homework, so please just have that notes page out, because I will check it in between activities that we are doing today. So starting with our warm-up today, it says figuring out the coordinate plane. So down here, underneath this coordinate plane, it gives you a criteria. It says draw a figure in the coordinate plane with at least 3 of the following properties. So, at least 3. Does that mean you can use less than 3? No. Does that mean you can use more than 3?
Yes.
Your properties, that it has to have 6 vertices, it has to have a pair of parallel lines, it has to have at least 1 right angle, or it has to have 2 sides with the same length. Okay? I'm going to give you 5 minutes for this. If you finish before then, stand up. If you do not, that is okay. Go. It just had, you have to pick at least 3 of those criteria at the bottom. Alright, so I will finish checking the last two tables and then put two boys up there, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so who would like to share their shape? Alright, Jackson, come here, so you're already safe.
So this was my shape. It's basically just a hexagon, but I made these two lines. They're parallel, but they're also of equal length because they're both on the okay. This is hard to do to teach. Good job. Son. They're both like parallel and straight lines with 6 vertices because it's a hexagon and it has 6 sides. So.
And how do you know which two sides are the same?
These two sides right here.
And how did you know that?
Because I just made a little line right here, these 2 lines, and I made sure they were like the same.
Lined up?
So I basically just made a square at first, and then I added these like triangles, you could say, on the sides, and they made a hexagon.
Okay, good job. Alright, let me get another volunteer.
Oops.
Alright, Cooper. Cooper F. There should be no talking.
So this is it. I saw 2 people at my table have like something like the same thing of like what Jackson just did. So like I kind of wanted to be creative and not do that. So instead of using the 6 vertices one, I did the 1 pair of parallel sides and this 1 right angle and the 2 sides at the same length. So this is the one the right angle, and then there's 2 parallel sides and they're both the same length.
How do you know they're the same length?
Because so I kind of you can't really see it, but right here I did like a little line there. It's kind of invisible because I kind of erased it, but just to make sure that it was like the same length as the other one.
Okay, and I don't see a right angle box, so how do we know which one is the right angle?
It's right here.
We know that for sure. Alright, thank you. Alright, let me get one. Alright, Michaela.
Alright, so I made a rectangle. It's kind of basic, but I did that. And so these are equal because from this point to this point, that is the same length as from this point to this point, and same going this way. And so are these equal. And these are also equal because, well, I just said this point to this point. And there's a right angle right here. I should have drawn something there, but yeah, there's a right angle. And these are parallel because if they keep on going, they're going to stay the same because they're both straight lines.
Good job. Alright, please give all of our volunteers a round of applause. Alright, so now, listen, this is where your colors are going to come in. So you have 4 different shapes that you are going to be drawing. Now, make sure, it says here are the coordinates for 4 polygons. Plot them on the coordinate plane connected to the points in the order that they are listed. And label each point with its letter name. So if you plot this point, but then you go over here and plot this point, and then you go over there, you need to make sure you're plotting them in order and connecting them in order so that you do not make a mistake. You'll notice that each one of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there are 7 essentially points in your polygon. So you are not making rectangles or squares or triangles, or these are going to be irregular shapes. So please understand that just by counting the number of points you're going to be plotting. All right, you need to do each one of these in a different color. That is why you have to have 4 colors. Now, if I'm okay with you plotting your points with your pencil first, and then outlining it and coloring it in with your color, that is fine. But if you're not sure about one of these shapes, do not add color and do not color it in until you are for sure. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
All right, so flip your paper over, and you are going to be using this graph, okay? And I know it's going to be a pain. If you want to unstaple them, you can unstaple them, and then I can let you borrow a staple at the end. But you have to essentially, you're using this graph and these points. This is an independent activity, so there should be no talking during this. Yes?
Can I go to a different table and just like find another?
Yeah, that's fine. All right, I'm gonna give you, let's say 6 minutes. If we need an extra minute, I'll give you an extra one, but for the most part, we should be done with these in 6 minutes. Go. Remember, it's a polygon. Actually, I'm gonna do something really, really nice for y'all. Don't say I don't want to do anything. But not until the day that we do. That makes sense? Yeah. You'll have what you need to do lesson 17 and 18, which is Monday and Tuesday next week. Thursday will maybe be, that's the 7th grade stuff. So that might be one that you have to wait till you go back on Sunday and watch the video. Okay.
And when I'm in the car, I should be able to watch it.
Okay.
Like sign in on a different class.
Okay. All right. So, how are we doing?
2.
We finished last one.
All right, so I will give you like, obviously, I will give you a minute and a half more. All right, if you're done, go ahead and stand up. That kind of tells me where we're at.
I'm gonna make sure I got everything right.
All right, forgot what I was doing.
There we go.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and go through these to make sure that we all have the correct ones. So for that first shape, the polygon A, you have -7, +4. So this is where you start, and that's ultimately approximately where you're going to finish. Then you have -8, +5. You have -8, +6. -7, +7. -5, +7. -5, +5. -5, +5. And then you have -7, +4. So this is your A.
Oh, let's write the A.
Yeah, just write your A inside of there. All right, so for your second shape, you have 4, 3. You have 3, 3. You have 2, 2. You have 2, 1. You have 3, 0. You have 4, 0. You have 5, 1. And you have 5, 2. And then you close it up. And this should be shape B. Okay? So far so good? Okay. Shape C is -8, -5. Then you have -8, -8. Then you have -5, -8. Then you have -5, sorry, that should have been -5, -8. Then you have -5, -5. And then -8, -5. All right, that should be C. Why do you, there you go. And then your last one, -5, 1. -3, -3. -1, -2. 0, 3. -3, 3. And then back to your original. And that is polygon D. All right. One of the biggest things that I noticed on the cool downs that were turned in last night with your coordinate for F, if we missed anything, it was that coordinate for F. And I'm gonna take this to the side for a second. For whatever reason, we really struggled with plotting F. Why do you think? Why do you think we struggled with that one?
Because it isn't a whole number, it has a decimal in it.
Right, it's not a whole number, it has a decimal in it. Also, a lot of us plotted it here in quadrant 2. Why do you think that? Someone other than Michaela, why do you think instead of plotting it down here, we plotted it up here in quadrant 2? Brock?
Because we thought the first number was positive instead of negative.
Okay, so maybe thinking the first number is positive or negative, second number positive or negative. You have to be very careful because that's one that we shouldn't have got wrong. Like this should have been an easy cool down to get a 100. Slow down, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so your last activity for today is this maze situation. What it says the following diagram, shows Andre's route through a maze. He started from the lower right entrance. So he started right here. Okay, that is his start. So I don't care if you use a color or what, but that's where he started. Sorry, totally. Just lied. He ended. My bad. He ends here. He starts here. My fault. I'm just making sure you guys are paying attention. Same thing. Upper right, left side corner. You know.
Same difference.
Yeah.
Same side.
All right, you are working with your table partners on this last activity. Listen, so you're answering A, B, flip your paper over to A and B. So you technically have 4 questions left for today. On A and B, you need to make sure you're answering their questions completely. On 2A and B, make sure you're answering their questions completely. Like, we are really still struggling with making sure that we have a full, complete answer. When you are finished with that, your whole group is coming to me. I'm giving you your cool downs. If there's time, which hopefully there should be, you're working on Imagine Math. The students who have finished Imagine Math as of now are Brock, Alexa, Cooper B, Corbin, you're at 3, you need 4. I didn't know if you knew that. Okay. Jason, Jackson, Kinsley, Layla, Mason, and River. You guys have completed Imagine Math for the week. You must have 4 lessons. We have a lot of people at 2. We have a lot of people at 3. You have to get 4. Okay?
How many should you get?
You have to get 4. I don't know, because I don't know how many y'all are doing and not doing. Like, I mean,
Some people might be doing
technically,
6.
yes. Okay? Shh, guys, we're not worried about Imagine Math right now. That's the least problem. We're worried about this, and you shouldn't be working right now, because if you're working, that means you're not listening. Yes, you.
I was writing my name.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. The other thing, if you need to use colors to identify some things with these questions, you can. There will be an answer key for these questions on Canvas tonight if you want to go on and make sure that you actually have the right answers to this. Okay? Go ahead and get started.
When we go upstairs,